top budget Yu-Gi-Oh decks post Phantom Nightmare. My guy, I know you are completely tired of Sinful Spoils Engine this, Bonfire that. So today, me and chat are going to be talking about some amazing budget Yu-Gi-Oh decks that you can be playing. And of course, Big Dog, as a special thank you for helping me pay my editors, I'll also be putting some personal deck lists on my Patreon. Let's go ahead and jump on in. Okay guys, so the most important thing about this budget video is that we are going to start from the lowest possible budget and then build our ways up. I want to be able to hit different budget tiers, whether you are super broke or you waiting on your next paycheck, bro. So chat, let's go ahead and start off with a super broke Yu-Gi-Oh deck that is incredibly powerful and then build ourselves up. Warwalks, Amazonas, Ancient Warriors, Yosenjus, Dynamis, my guy, not that broke. We still gotta be somewhat competitive. Wait, how broke are we? My guy, noodles are too expensive. When it comes to like the cheapest price point and the most bang for your buck, the Dynamorphia deck can be built in about $10. Dynamorbia? Cheaper? I don't think that there is a cheaper, stronger Yu-Gi-Oh deck than Dynamorphia, and allow me to explain. Dynamorphia is a deck that is built on summoning Dynamorphia Rexsturm, which is a walking skill drain. But more importantly, since the deck is so good at lowering its life points to make your monster stronger, there is actually a new card in Phantom Nightmare that makes the deck incredible. The new Thunderhammer Counter Trap card may seem expensive on pre-release, but I promise you, everybody is gonna sleep on this card. Not only can it negate a spell trap or monster effect on the field, it also allows you to be able to clear boards by destroying cards in the same column. And since this deck is really good at paying half the life points so many times, cards like Ferret Flames, which is easily one of the strongest cards in the game, becomes even stronger. Dynamorphia is not nothing to mess with and probably is the cheapest budget Yu-Gi-Oh deck that will get you your bang for your buck. No, Callie, it's Iron Thunder. Oh my God. But chat, let's move up. Let's move up to something a little bit expensive. Gold Bright? Woo, you think Gold Bright is that good right now? Gold Bright is very good. Just abuse Pinballer and keep taking the opponent's monsters. You know, I'm not gonna lie, Pinballer can take your opponent's cards before they can use them. That might be pretty good. Promise you, Goblin Biker Exceed Armor is the stuff. I actually agree with that. I know that we talked about Goblin Biker in our last video, but allow me to say it again. Goblin Biker Grand Entrance, the most expensive card for the deck or the most sought after, is a secret rare, but it's also a promo. This is going to make Grand Entrance a lot cheaper, making the entire deck incredibly cheap. What this deck is built on is just being able to summon a ton of Exceed monsters to your side of the field, and then being able to disrupt your opponent with the Exceed armors, while also being able to use Ghost Trick monsters to make the Utopia Draco Future. It's a pretty good control deck, and there's not a single card over like $5 that isn't the Goblin Bikers. And to be honest, the Goblin Bikers are expensive because they knew. Well, you use the Goblin Biker stuff to get you into some Exceed plays, then you generate free bodies for punk monsters to play nice and sync. We then Exceed into the rank 3 Armored Core, draw monsters to make a Searcher into full armored. I guess the punk version could be pretty good. Then there's also the Gold Bright version. Since those decks are really good at summoning level 3s, there is a particular way that the deck could be played with other decks. I wouldn't completely dismiss the idea of a Goblin Biker, Punk, or Gold Bright deck. We just know that Goblin Biker is going to be fairly cheap and is pretty good. Earthbound Runic is amazingly OP with its normal package, yet adding Black Garden, Great Line Walker, Earthbound Immortal Piscu for OTK plays. Wait, is the Earthbound Runic deck cheap? The Earthbound core is like 15 bucks? No! I really hate to say this, but Earthbound Runic might be one of the better budget decks that you can get your bang for the buck too. So we've already talked about Earthbound way too many times, but in case you didn't know, let me give you a pretty good breakdown. Earthbound Stonesweeper can search your Earthbound Groundkeeper or your Line Walker. Groundkeeper allows you to summon an Earthbound monster from your deck or graveyard, and Line Walker allows you to get Earthbound Prison or Harmonic Synchro from your deck to your hand. How this deck works is that if it can summon a monster like Snepnir to the side of the field alongside of the Earthbound Groundskeeper, and you get Harmonic Synchro Fusion, you can easily synchro summon into monsters like Baron de Flor and Predaplant Dragostapelia, while also using the runic cards to be able to keep your opponent in check. And since the deck naturally runs a field spell, getting into your Earthbound Prison or even your Runic Fountain easily is something that the deck can very much do. It's the perfect complement to one another when it comes to balancing engines. I watched a buddy play Earthbound Runic at locals. Since Fountain is in once per turn, he drew like 5 cards and gave him full free plays. So what'd he do? God damn it! You're not wrong. I guess the deck's good. If I could build an Earthbound Frightfur deck using Cruel Well and Fluffle Frightfur and Edgem stuff, it would either be cool, cringe, or fun. Any deck that plays a fusion level 9 monster can make a Baron and a Dragostapelia, so I think all of those are on the line when it comes to Earthbound. All right, chat, seriously, and I'm not coping. You guys say this, but Magispectors is actually a good budget Yu-Gi-Oh deck. I'm not saying it's gonna win any type of YCSs, though it could, with the right player, but Magispectors could be a good deck. Since everybody keeps saying that Magispectors is going to be a bad deck, cards like Magispector Orthrus, which is a secret rare, will surely dip in price. Outside of that, the Magispector cards are incredibly cheap, and it's really good. All the deck has to do is link summon into that Magispector Orthrus, and that not only allows you to get Pendulum Scales, it also searches Magispector cards. The deck is incredibly good at being able to get into cards like Magispector Tornado for being able to get rid of an opponent's card, Magispector Tempest to stop their important card effects, and the deck naturally dodges cards like Effect Veiler and Infinite Impermanence because most Magispector monsters can't be targeted or destroyed. What's after Copium? As in stronger. Hopium. Show me proof that Magispector is good? I will! Cali standing on business. Magispector best deck. Chat, if I win a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament with Magispector, will you guys shut up and get off of it? You then have to also admit that the deck is crazy good. I hear a ship sinking with this caption. Editor, keep this claiming. Chat, I'm standing on business. I'm playing Magispector. Chimera is an illusion, fiend, and beast type deck that's built on secretly fusion summoning into one of the most powerful monsters in the game, in Chimera the Flying Mythical Beast. This card gives you so much tempo by discarding cards from your opponent's hand, but also allowing you to be able to special summon the illusion, beast, and fiend monster. And the best part is that the deck is completely splashable. There's branded Chimera, there's Earthbound Chimera, there's Runic Chimera. There's so many ways to play it. It's just a solidly good budget deck. People forget, Chimera technically is a new type. The illusion monsters will continue to get support, and players will figure out these illusion cards are actually kind of cracked. Master Towel in Age of Overlord wasn't initially picked up, but players are starting to realize that the card is actually insane. And now in the new set, Phantom Nightmare, there's another secretly good illusion monster. To be honest, looking at this card, I didn't even think it was good until my boy Archie showed me how good this card could be. Envoy of the Wax State is a level 3 illusion monster that doesn't seem too good. It says when your opponent monster declares an attack, you can special summon this card from your hand. You think, oh, just a chump body. But then you start to realize that illusion monsters can't be destroyed by battle. So technically it's a battle fader. But this card actually has even more effects. It says at the end of your opponent's battle phase, until your opponent's next battle phase, all the attack position monster your opponent controls cannot change their battle positions. But also, they can't be used for a fusion, synchro, or link summon. Also, their effects are negated. Bro, what is going on here? Like, you think that the card is bad though, and then you start to realize this card not only puts a monster on the field for them to be able to use Chimera Fusion, it also stops your opponent from using monsters for further plays. Wax sets up comeback for the next turn. Holy God, guys, it's actually a good card. And lastly, guys, if you are on a budget, but you got a big body budget, this is a bonus. Branded is probably one of the best decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! And should be the worst kept secret. The reason why Branded is so good is because it simply doesn't care about what the fire decks do. All of the destruction going on, Branded really don't care about none of that. The deck is awfully resilient and can fusion summon at the drop of a dime, keeping up with some of the most powerful decks in the game. Ironically, it actually has a great matchup against some of the best decks in the game, and players are saying, oh, Earth Blossom wins the game. Well, you could say that about Labyrinth, and Labyrinth does pretty decent right now. See, I think what separates good branded players from bad branded players is that good branded players don't rely on just branded fusion. Between cards like Blazing Cartesia the Virtuous in branded and red, the deck has plenty of ways to steal fusion summon. Oh, and did I forget to mention that Fallen Albaz fusion summons too? I think the only hurdle about branded is getting Quim, but fortunately enough, we know that Quim is going to be reprinted really soon. Overall, if you have a big budget but still want a solid Yu-Gi-Oh deck, Branded's probably your bet. And that's all that we have for the top 5 budget decks. Hopefully you guys found something that you really liked between these particular strategies. And if you didn't, go ahead and let us know down below in the comment section some other strategies. As always, big dog, if you want to see more amazing content, you can go ahead and check out these videos so I can catch you on the next one.